We are back for My Southern Home, and I'm here with Kirby Barber Riley with the Barber Cabinet Company and Lisa Thoma with Lisa Thoma Designs. And you guys have a really interesting story about how you collaborated on this project, Kirby.
We do. I was contacted by the homeowner. I had done a previous kitchen for them, and then luckily Lisa had done some things for them in the past too, and we actually knew each other, so it actually worked out wonderfully. And Lisa, how did you get involved in it as well?
The clients and I had worked on a previous home together, a basement renovation, and so when they moved into this older home that needed some renovations, there was some debate on how extensive the kitchen remodel would be, and so when Kirby and I got together, the ideas started going wild.
And Lisa, this home needed a lots of love from the before pictures that you guys showed me.
Right. The kitchen originally was a wonderful kitchen, tile floor, older oak cabinetry, and there was the possibility that we would leave the existing floor, repaint the cabinets, maybe add on to give it a little bit more height with Kirby, but like I said, it quickly snowballed into a full-fledged renovation that turned out to be a beautiful project in the end.
It did.
And Kirby, what were some of the needs of the client?
They had previously had a kitchen where they entertained a lot, so they wanted a kitchen that they could entertain in as well. So we decided to open up walls and give them high-end appliances, also have spaces that they can kind of overflow in as well when they're entertaining.
And Lisa, the client was telling us off camera that she really wanted to have an open floor plan that was comfortable and informal.
Right, sure. And again, with older homes, older floor plans, rooms were not necessarily smaller, but they were closed off. And like Kirby said, we did eliminate one large wall, which required a little reconfiguration with the appliances. But it truly opened up the space, allowed a lot more natural light to come in as well, and made the overall feel of the home feel so much bigger.
And Kirby, we're in the kitchen right now, but you guys worked on other rooms as well.
We did. We collaborated and also worked on an office space. They are business owners, so they needed that to be functional. I believe you also did the powder room as well. That was not something provided by Barber, but that was something that they touched in this project.
Yes, and I think the office, it is a dual office. It's a husband and wife business, so they both needed a space that they could use, which required storage that both could use for all of the materials that they would need to bring home. So the built-in piece that Barber was able to create flows, I think, very consistently with the kitchen, except for the fact that it is a completely opposite color, which provides much more sophisticated look and some different finishes that we could pull into that room too.
We did. We tied in a custom finish in there as well.
We did.
And Kirby, you work a lot with designers, builders, and remodelers to create spaces like this that meet the needs of the clients. What are some of the things that homeowners should think about when they're getting ready to tackle a project like this?
I always kind of do a checklist. I personally would kind of go through and sit down with the client and figure out, what their wants and needs are, what's most important. Because when we first started, again, we just were gonna kind of just put a Band-Aid on something that was already pretty much in good shape. The cabinetry was in good shape, the tile floor was in good shape, and then it ended up, let's take out the wall, let's open it up a little bit. And then we ended up going to this, and the more and more we kind of dug into what they wanted, this worked the best for the homeowners.
And Lisa, that's a good point. So lots of times when you start projects like this, it ends up being totally different. And that's the great thing about working with a designer like yourself and a certified kitchen and bath designer, Kirby, because you can evolve the project.
Right, and I think the client came from a brand new construction, new build home that was only a few years old. So, they were, as a family, used to new finishes, new appliances. So once the process really got going and that Band-Aid that Kirby had mentioned, it just, I think, became very apparent that wasn't going to be ultimately the solution to solve all of the problems, both on the financially, right. Why invest in something that isn't necessarily going to meet all of your needs that that you will at some point have?
And Lisa, when someone's getting ready to design or redesign their house, or they're doing new construction, it really helps to have a designer like yourself to kind of guide them through the process, because there's lots of things that's going to come up
Right.
that they don't know
Sure.
is going to come up.
Right. Well, and I think it's, again, one decision creates another decision that has to be made. So we can pick out paint colors and finishes all day long, but if we can't make things work in the areas of plumbing and electrical, then those visions don't necessarily play out. So yes, I think it helps to come in and look beyond just the cosmetic and look at the structural, work with someone like Kirby who is certified, who knows the ins and outs of what goes in, not just on the exterior of the cabinetry, but what goes in inside that is very important too.
Well, thank you guys so much for being with us today.
Thanks
Thank
for having
you.
us.
We'll be back with more My Southern Home in just a moment.